ass balls. Ricky Rose, aka Rick Ross. Oh, I'm the biggest boss that you've seen thus far. He's the biggest boss we've seen thus far. Guess we ain't seen that many bosses. That's what they trying to tell us. But they also is telling us something else. Something very interesting. Hopefully you guys get notifications. But we shall see. Rick Ross thought he was going to get away from paying child support. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? What's up? I see you. Yeah, Ricky Rose. Now, the boss ran into a little bit of a stumble. And he realized the only thing that was in the cards for him was for him to have to settle. He had no choice. So this is what we mean. Come on, let's go outside. Come on, let's go outside. Come on. Now, if she's going to remain there, she can. I was going to take her. Come on, let's go. Come on now. Let's go. Well, if she don't want to go, she can sit there. Now, here's the gist of the situation. Ricky Rose decided it would be in his best interest to move forward and pursue the entire suit. But what he didn't realize was he was in a bigger, more awful situation. He was faced with that more than anything else in the world. He thought he could fight this and get this thing reduced. Don't you realize something, Ricky Rose? You was gonna have to pay. He agreed to pay this because he had to pay. He tried to turn the narratives on his side and say, well, I agreed to make the payments to my baby moms. If you agreed to make the payments, this would not have went this way. Because you did not agree to do it the first time, these courts are designed. They're designed to take your money. They're not designed to let you off the hook. Did you think you weren't going to pay child support? Are you crazy? This is a no-brainer, slam dunk case. Anybody knows better than this. Rick Ross is so dumb. He didn't even put another gag order on the case, on the child support hearing. No gag order. Do you know what that means? That means your information, your records of this case can be picked up by anybody. and they can just throw it around. Not only did he lose, he's going to have to pay dental. He's going to have to pay all of these things he signed up for when he had a baby with Brianna Singles. Now, they totaled up Rick Ross' monthly earnings, which was $586,000 a month. Man, that looked pretty healthy, don't it? That looks pretty healthy. But when you're an idiot with your spending habits because you want to front 24 hours a day, you want to front 24/7, you want to floss, you want to be the biggest boss that you've seen thus far. You spend to look like that when you're not that. You got to spend. You got to spend to pretend. You got to spend to pretend while the real keep rocking on. So while you spending to pretending to be something that you're not, Rick, that house is eating up over 100K a month of that 586K a month that you earn. He has all his expenses that he has to pay. That puts him right at about earning maybe something less than $100,000 a month when you subtract all the liabilities from his earning assets. He's got about $100,000 a month. This is why he was arguing. This is why he was fighting. Oh, they putting the scramble down on me when it's supposed to be perfect. They didn't hit me with the internet scramble gate. They got me scrambled. Did they hit me with the scrambled eggs? All right, hold on. See what I can do here. How about now? Okay, cool. Well, we know what's going on. It's the sabotage. What's up, Uncle Frank? Of course it is. Because this is what they want to do. They want to keep you off balance. See, a woman like Brianna understands the system. She's a person that understands the courts and know how to get her money. See, when you're surrounded by people that know how to get things, these are the results. Now, she's only been awarded $11,000 a month. She really could have took this dude to the cleaners. But she just wanted to be cool and take care of her kid, really. She could have really broke Rick Ross. But she agreed to taking $11,000 a month. Plus, he got to pay over $7,000, almost $8,000 a month. But period, for the dental, he got to pay $25,000 for her lawyers, which is nothing. Slap on the wrist, he could pay that. He can pay for all of these things. So this shouldn't be a major concern. But check it out. Check this out. And I want to be clear about it. Not one time did we see anybody this is nothing for Ross. Yo, if it was nothing to Ross, he would have just paid the money in the beginning and been done with it. He's got to pay $3,000 a month per child. For all his additional children he may have. There's a lot of stuff going on with Ross. But Ross was trying to protect and not pay this much. But Ross ended up having to pay because that's what tricks do. Tricks pay. You got to spend it to pretend it. And that's what this man did. He spent money to pretend to be the biggest boss this world has seen thus far. So even though it looks pretty on paper, Rick Ross is earning $586,000 a month. Hell, I wish I earned that much. But when you're spending over 60 to 70% on it, on liabilities. Hey. So when you see that, oh, now you want to come out? So when you keep going down these tropes, you realize different in certain things, right? You realize without any shadow of a doubt what's real, what's fake. For him to live in that big gigantic mansion in the sky, that property that he has, he's spending about 6 figures. And when you spending all that kind of money, these are the results. But Ross has always been a flashy, impressed by other people's stories. He was a correctional officer, rapping it about other people's lives. What you got wet? Well, that's the gist of what's going on right now. Never, never, never will there be a time where I would have myself beholden to someone with false information. Now, here's the thing about Ross. Ross don't see like I see. I see how I gotta cut out liabilities and increase my assets. The more Rick Ross makes, the more he spends. That's what you would call a fool. That's not somebody that knows what they're doing. That's a fool. Ross loaded. No, Ross got it. Ross earns it on paper. He's paper rich. 586,000. That looks, man, it looks remarkable. But how much you think he got to pay a month on that Holyfield mansion? How much you think Ross has got to pay a month in liabilities? Because the court records, he has to, when you do child support, they got to go through all your earnings that you got to list. And you can't lie, because if you lie, they can come back for more. And I know they don't want that. They put a federal lien on Rick Ross. See, I know you guys don't pay attention to this, but don't forget to hit the like button, good people. If you showed up here, please hit the like button. They put a federal lien on Rick Ross just a few years ago, like about 5, 6 years ago. We put a tax lien on him because he was not paying his taxes. Oh, absolutely. He's gonna be like Hammer? Probably. He had $5.7 million in unpaid taxes that he didn't pay for 2 years. For 2012 and 2014. Now, Ross was the biggest boss there was back then. He would have been able to handle that. Now, he owed $4.6 million in taxes off 2012 alone, and $570,000 apiece back then. That was 5, 6 years ago. So he's been paying on these taxes and coming up with, ways to keep working to pay it. Now he's eventually paid off the tax man for those years. Now he's got to pay new tax for these other years that he hadn't been paying. That's how Rick Ross is only earning like $100,000 a month after he's paid off all his liabilities and did his deductions. Like I told you, these guys can pretend very well. Harris, do you not understand what happens if you pay off your old taxes? What about your current taxes? Those are in the millions too. Rick Ross had to declare in court all his liabilities and assets. Rick Ross is said to have earned $586,000 a month, which is impressive if that's what he continues to get paid. But the reality of it is this: it's not true. The reality is his liabilities are massive. See that big super mansion that he has, that he's still paying on? The reason why Evander Holyfield let it go is because he can't afford to pay the taxes on the property anymore. So that's why Rick Ross rents his house out. Like Coming to America, he'll let guys film videos at his house to cover costs. He's got a house in Miami, Florida, but it saves him because he don't have to pay state tax. So it doesn't even come close to breaking him like the Georgia property. Okay. Thank you. Yes, the super chat works. The cash app works. It all works. um, to cut the grass for landscaping on the property that Rick Ross possessed, he would have to pay $1 million a year in landscape. So, to cut expenses, Rick Ross flies commercial airlines. He don't fly private jets. He don't even fly first class. Not a lot. And he cuts his own grass. 235-acre estate in Georgia. He went and got a John Deere, started cutting his own grass. Mm-hmm. I'm not wishing downfall on a black man. I'm just saying, this is how you lose money when you keep creating liabilities. This has always been Rick Ross's problem. This is why he's done good as far as making money outside and using his whatever fame that he got to open up ventures, for him to go down different avenues. But he got to cut costs every month.
You be shaking in your, you be ready to pee in the seats already from that vibration from them big tires. You through, baby. You're through. All you need is that 10-piece lemon pepper. Man, we out here. One time for Jet Doc. Let's do something positive today. You know what I'm talking about? If it's somebody you usually clean chitlins for, feed chitlins, let's give them some chicken today. Let's give them some turkey today. Also, just take your mom's phone, take your dad's phone, man, and just download that app, Jet Doc. That's cheaper than that Uber ride. The joint for me, just have them bring them out here for me. But look, I need a name for my tractor. I done had it a year, but I still ain't gave her a name. We got to give her a name. Morning glory, rise and grind. We hands on out here. I don't give a when I touch $1 billion, because I'm going to touch $1 billion. Too confident, I can feel it. I'm going to still cut the grass. I don't give a where I'm at. I'm going to cut the grass. I'm going to tell them I want them to tint my lawnmower, have my AC, have my Bluetooth. But when I get here, I don't even listen to music. I just clear my mind, you heard me? I come up with ideas, concepts, ways to motivate myself. Let's go. Oh man, you see the legendary, the #1 57 in the world, 57 Renzel.
Well, see, you got to realize something. When you living in that lifestyle, everything you feel that's yours, you feel invincible. You feel real invincible. Now, my thing is this. Why did anyone feel a need to make something and make it feel like it didn't need to be? You think we need to make up stuff on Ross? For what? You see, it looks pretty, right? Holyfield Mansion, it got all those big rooms, big pools. That's not what breaks you. That big Georgia estate, there's a reason why people stayed away from it. See, that's all Ross's Pool, the biggest landscape in Georgia, all this stuff. This is the reason why Holyfield had to let it go. Because the taxes will kill you on a place like this. If you don't have revenue that's continuously gonna go in, it's gonna eat you eventually. Rick Ross is only relevant because right now everybody look at him and they buy into this fake lifestyle. But he's a hustler. He got some JetBlue. He got Wingstop. He always got some type of liquor. He got something he got to promote. He got to keep working. You see, he got to keep doing that, or it will eat him up. The mansion, all that mansion there should cost him in New York. If he'd have bought that in New York, he'd have been spending over $20 million for that. The bank took it over because Holyfield couldn't afford to pay. So he got it from the bank for $7.5 million. Okay? It was on the market and they boosted it up $1 million to 8.2. But then it went to an auction when the mansion was down to 2.5 million. Now, Ross went and got the house by putting up the money because it looked like a boss house and he got it at the auction. So he made it look like he paid massive amount of money for it, but he didn't. The house is worth 5.4 million. But it would have to be re-estimated if Rick tries to sell it again. To operate the house, it would take about almost 2 million to maintenance the house. That's why it costs $1 million just for the grass. $1 million for the grass alone. No, it's just like he's got to spend it to pretend it, and that's what he's doing. Rick Ross had to declare he makes $586,000 a month after they added it all up. He's got to pay $11,000 a month in child support. He can afford that. But his baby mama put down, she earned $142 a month before Rick Ross now has to pay her to take care of his child. She was making $142 a month, while he was making $586,000 a month. This is the type of things that happen to you. So this is educational for people who make money. Stay away from low rent chicks. Stop knocking up low rent girls. She's making $142 a month. What could she offer you? Well, why would she lie to the courts? See, this is a child support hearing, so you can't lie. Because they find out you lied one time, they can come back and get more money. When they find out she was lying, why would she risk her bag? Now, Rick Ross spends over $300,000 a month in liabilities. Over 300,000. That's right. The courts are designed that you're going to have to pay. You see, the more money Rick Ross makes, the more liabilities he keeps. The more he makes, the more he spends, because he spends it to pretend it. He wants to look the part. So he wants that house for the image. Man, I look like Scarface. I got Scarface Mansion in the big road. I need diamonds. I need gold. I need this expensive tailor-made suit just to fit a boss. He's got to spend it to pretend it. What is this dude saying? That's still a $500,000 to play with. That's not $500,000. If he makes $586,000 a month, and his bills are way over 300,000, his lawyer was complaining that his client only has less than $100,000 a month to actually spend. I don't know about tax write-offs. Jesus Christ. No, it's my sinuses, man. Sinuses are crushing me right now. That's why he's cutting his own grass, because to cut his grass costs and maintains about $1 million a year in landscaping. So you add that up with all the taxes, you spend about $20,000 a month in Georgia on that property that he got for taxes. I mean, not me, just for regular expenses. So to operate that place, it's gonna run you about 200,000 a year. Well, it shouldn't be a problem for Ross, long as he's working. Long as he's earning, the money can keep burning. But he got to keep earning now. Oh, you think Ross is farming on the land? Guess again. No, he's not farming on the land. Why would he want to do that? What I tell you, what was the object was you have to pretend it so that you could spend it. And you gotta spend it to pretend it. But it worked because y'all believe he's the biggest boss they done seen thus far. That's what happens. You believed it. Now, yeah, man, my allergies is it's on fleek. Well, you keep buying trucks and cars and kitting them up. Spending 80,000 on trucks. Another 200,000 in a car you can't fit in. Don't forget entourage. You gotta pay them. You gotta pay these dudes to hang around you. How much money you gonna have per month? He's already paying child support with another kid. This is why he was fighting it. So how much money do you think gonna be there in the end? Not much. Look at this. Y'all have totally taken over my room. Y'all have womenized my bathroom. Oh well. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go get dressed. So, nah, I ain't Tommy. You ain't gonna be seeing me undress on OnlyFans. Nah, I ain't like that. Going after the he she's like him. I'm gonna be a he she well. Oh, I love me some he she's. Yeah, they came out to Kwame quick. So I'm gonna go over there and check out his he had did another live stream basically back to back. So I'm gonna go check that one out. So thanks for your time. I gotta go pick out something to wear. Holla at your boy. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. Another day in the life of the whack ass boss.